This Sunday is the feast of the dedication of the Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome. It's a kind of a weird feast day because we're not celebrating a person or an event, we're celebrating a building. And it's especially weird with this gospel passage that we get from the beginning of John's gospel where Jesus cleanses the temple. And he seems like he's diminishing the importance of the physical building in a lot of different ways. So a lot of interesting stuff here to unpack. We'll try to do it briefly. Right. So first off, the cleansing of the temple. In John's gospel, it's at the beginning of the gospel. In the synoptics, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it happens at the end during Holy Week. So scholars seem to think Jesus may have done this a couple of times over. Some even argue that he probably did this every single time he came to Jerusalem. He went and cleansed the temple, chased out the money changers and all this kind of stuff. These guys were performing an important service because you had to offer sacrifices in the temple, and you probably couldn't bring them with you on a long journey, so they had to sell them there. So there's something good in this, but they're going about it the wrong way, and so Jesus kicks them all out, which is just an interesting image of Jesus cleaning house, literally, right? Zeal for his Father's house will consume him. But then he makes this bold claim. He says that his body is the temple. The temple is the center of Jewish worship. It's the center of Jewish ritual, the center of God's presence on earth. This is where God dwells. And Jesus says, no, not this building, my body. And later on in the New Testament, we're going to get this language of the community of believers as the body of Christ. So the church, you and me, those of us present in the world, we are the physical location of God on earth. We're the center of worship. We're the center of God's presence in the world. That's what we're supposed to be. And so this gets us back to this church in Rome, right? What is this thing? Well, this church that Jesus established isn't invisible. It's a visible hierarchical thing with physical stuff. We need buildings in which to gather. And we need a structure that Jesus set up in this church, right? Headed by the Pope and the bishops and the clergy and the laity. And so this St. John Lateran is the Basilica of the Church of Rome. It's the Bishop of Rome's church. And the Bishop of Rome is the church of the church, right? It's the diocese of the global church. And so this is where the church in its most concentrated visibility is seen, is in this person of the Pope. And so this dedication of St. John Lateran Basilica is really a day to reflect on the nature of the church. The church isn't just a building. There's a building dimension to it, right? We're body-soul composites. There's physicality to this thing. But the dedication of this building is kind of the high point of the entire thing, which is the presence of God in the world when we're doing what we're supposed to do as Christians, when we're not just doing what those money changers in the temple did, and we'll get swept out the door when Jesus comes back again.